Now many years ago I came to this location, same location, and I did a video here about the Ohuhu stove when I first got it, and one of the complaints that I had from that video was the sound quality on the camera I was using at the time was absolute garbage. It really was, and you could only do very short videos with it. I have a much better camera now, and people do ask me, do I still use my Ohuhu stove? Well, it's always in my pack. You'll notice I have my winter pack with me today. I have different things packed up for different times of the year. I always make sure I have enough gear to stay out. If I had to stay out here overnight and it got down to -10, -15, I'd still be okay. Getting into the -20s, that's getting a bit dodgy. So I do have my Ohuhu stove, and I do still use it. So today I will make up some food. Now this is something that I keep in my kit at all times. They always show you these amazing pictures on here of these things. It is I'm not sure how cold you'd want to go in one of these, but I can tell you now they do make a difference. They say that they're reusable and all the rest of it. Personally, I would treat this as a one-time, maybe two-time use thing. It's not something that's a permanent item. So it does actually work. I have used these in the past. This is a brand new one that I've not used yet. But if you ever find yourself out in the middle of nowhere and you need to retain heat and more importantly, keep the bloody wind off, these actually work. So I know people laugh at them, but they do work. Yeah. In here, I have our usual bits and pieces. Roll of wire. Always make sure you have a roll of wire with it. That can be used for many things. That lives in there. My Ohuhu stove lives in here. We'll put this together, show you how this goes. You have fire basket, the fire ring with the holes on the top. That's where the wood gas comes out of. Stick that in there. There's the base. You need a level spot to set it up. Since I'm making oatmeal and stuff, that looks like a perfect spot. And then when you're ready to put your pot on there, sticks on there, pot goes on there. Make sure it's level. It's not quite level. Don't want it too far away, so I've got to lean further. Okay, that's good. That's how it works. Real simple way. Now, I do prefer to do the Ohuhu stove with wood pellets. I've got a whole bunch with me today, so you want to fill it up so it's just below the gasification holes there. I've got a little bit left over. I always put a handful extra in, so if I need to top it up, keep the heat going for a little bit, I can. Now, where's my did remember my tea today. Now, one of the things I've mentioned in the past with the Ohuhu stoves, sometimes you need just a little bit of wood in the top, or a little bit of extra, just to get it going. I prefer to start my fires as always with a cotton ball, so I will dig one of those out of there. Bury that in there a little touch. Now, I have seen people light these with a little butane torch. That works very well. You sit it in there, job done. But what you can do, I like to have in my pack a few bits of what I call really dry. Well, look at this. This stuff is really dry. And it will make it a lot easier to get this going if you put a few small bits on there as well. Do you need to do that? No, but I have found in the past that it actually liked much better like that. I'll make sure my bear spray is handy because I'm in a bit of a hole here. It wouldn't be too difficult for stuff to creep up on you. So let's get this stove going, and the easiest way to do that is the fire steel. This does come with a scraper. It does have an edge on it. It's not much of an edge. See, it does have an edge. Not much of an edge. I can tell you now the edge on the back of this knife is way better. So if I can get a spark to land on my cotton ball. Whoops. Oh, I'm good. We're away. Yes, we're away. I'm going to keep that handy. Like I say, this is a bit of a hole down in here, so it's easy for wildlife to creep up on you. So, a couple of small bits of wood in the top there really does make a difference to getting these going. And you can just have a couple of old bits of wood. Doesn't take much just to get some nice dry wood in there. Once these things are going, they're fine. Now these fires, as I've mentioned before, they burn from the top down, not the bottom up. So I think I got enough in there to get that going. I'm going to leave the top off for a little bit, just so that when it does get going you can see the gasification of the wood around the top there. The wood gas, sorry. So, just a quick rerun on these stoves. Air goes in these holes on the bottom. This section here is a twin walled piece. Heats up the air in there. Air goes in here, comes up through the twin wall, picks up all the wood gas out of the fire, comes up through these little holes. Hey presto, burns it off. Job done. Yeah, very simple. Brilliantly simple, actually. But I do like to keep a couple of small dry bits of wood. They can go in there as well. Amazing, I mean, Ziploc bags are just so good because they just keep everything dry. And a lot of the battles that people have out in the boonies when they're doing stuff and what have you is having dry material. You need dry wood, as simple as that. It's a little chilly down in here. Got a bloody great creek right there, which doesn't help. There's a big creek too. This creek runs all year. You could be minus 30, you come down here, there's water still flowing. Yeah. So I think it looks like we're getting going in there. So I will get all my other stuff set up, ready for making a brew and some oatmeal. And then once I've got all that set up, I'll bring you in. Right, got the stove going, as you can see. The unlevel there actually. I think I'm melting the snow underneath it. So let's see if I can level that back up. Because I've got a bit of pot on here in a minute. There we go. Right, so as you can see, the wood gas is coming out through those little holes on the top. It's starting to get that characteristic curl as it comes up around the side. I'm just going to set that up, and I'm going to get some hot water on, make me some oatmeal because it's a bit chilly. Right, let's get that underway. There we go. Right. So, while we're doing that, we'll get some water on here. Make sure it's sitting pretty level. Do not want that to fall off there. Somewhere here I have, find it, one of these bags. I like to put everything in plastic bags, keeps everything dry. I have, anybody who knows me, got a grapefruit for later. Yay! Yeah. In here. have some Insta food. Three packets today. Must be hungry. That water's starting to steam in there already. So while we're doing that, I'm going to sneak a little cup of tea. Don't tell anybody. Now, one thing I can tell you is that Ohuhu stoves do not keep your feet warm in any way, shape or form. They do boil water pretty quick. So. Oh, that's nice and hot. That's good tea. So while that's brewing, I will bring the camera in and show you something different. Right. So while that's brewing, getting hot, I can see the steam coming off the water already. I can actually see little bubbles starting to form in the bottom. It's very quick. So I have my tea. I'm going to show you a few things. If there's anyone that knows me, you know I'm a fan of Gerber knives. This one I've had a long time. It's a very good strong knife. It's full tang. It's rather nice. It's full tang. It's good and strong. Does the job. It's the one I keep on my belt all the time. It's very reliable. That one's on there. Anybody that knows me will know that I'm also a great fan of Moras. I've had this one a while. Done some good things with this. This is brilliant. I did put a bit of shot cord on the fire steel. I don't think it could fall out, but you never know. This I like in the cold weather. This is my if it's really cold, -20 knife, this is the one I'm going to use, because the handle's completely plastic. Yeah, people say they're not as strong as a full tank knife. Well, I can tell you now, if you break one of these, you are trying to break it, because they are indestructible. I have beat the snot out of this. I've done all kinds of crazy crap with this knife, and I can tell you now, it's really strong. And in the winter, because it's all plastic handle, actually really nice. Very strong, doesn't fall out. Good fire steel. It does have a little straight, little light sharpener thing on here. That does work reasonably well, but I have a much better sharpener at home. So it does work, but I prefer the one I've got at home. Now, what I did treat myself to the other day, and anybody who knows me know that I love lanyards. I treated myself to this. I haven't put a shot cord on it yet. This is it's a BPS Adventurer, I think it's called. Oh, that's almost cooled down to the point I can drink it now. This is a BPS Adventurer. I always put lanyards on things. I hate to lose things, and that's a nice bright one. This knife is full tang. You know, in cold weather, full tang knives do make your hands cold. So just always bear that in mind. That's why I like my Mora, because this is steel. Steel gets cold. Got your hands around it, you're going to get cold, even the gloves. This blade actually came pretty sharp from factory. I've given it a little touch, but I don't like my knives razor sharp, depending on which knife it is. Yeah, this is actually a remarkably good knife. It's insanely good. I wanted a knife with a fire steel on it. I saw this one, I looked at the price and thought, that's either going to be exceptional garbage or, you know, whatever. You never know. But I thought, it's a good leather sheath. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is well stitched all the way down here. Has a fire steel. It's a good tight fire steel. It's got a good fire steel. It's well glued in there. It's a reasonable steel. I've got to put a bit of shot cord. Look at this. Look at the work. I thought I would pay 50 bucks. I paid 50 bucks for this. I would pay 50 bucks just for the sheath, and that was my plan. If the knife turned out to be absolute crap, then I would keep the sheath, use it for one of my other knives that I have, because it has a dangler and it also has the belt loop, so you can just hang it. I prefer it on the belt loop. Not often do I use a dangler. I prefer it on the belt loop. You can take that off if you wanted, but I thought I'd pay 50 bucks for the sheath, right? When I got this knife and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, holy crap. I think it's 1066 steel. It is made in Ukraine, so happy to support Ukraine. You're welcome. It supports your economy. It keeps things going. But let me tell you, this is a remarkably well made knife. It is insanely good, and for the money you can't beat it. I mean, the BPS Adventurer, I think this is called. I did put the, hang on, you can take the little screws out. I can't remember what they call these screws. You can take those out, clean it up. This is, I believe it's walnut. I believe the wood is walnut. But this blade is actually, look at it, it's actually really strong. It's a good strong knife, and it's got a good edge on it, straight from factory. This has got a good edge. So I can tell you now, bang for the buck, I am seriously impressed. So impressed, in fact, I think there's somebody else I know that would really like one of these. So I'm going to see if I can get another one after Christmas there, and Boxing Day sales or whatever they call them. And then, but that is insane, isn't it? Look. That is an insanely good knife, and for the money you cannot beat that. It is absolutely ridiculous. It is a very, very well made knife. The steel is 1066. It has a really good edge on the back for ferro rods and what have you. I have to say, I am seriously impressed. I have seen, I'll be honest with you, I have seen some really garbage knives, cheap knives over the years, absolute rubbish, made out of crap. This is nothing like that. This is actually a very, very good knife. I like it. It's insanely nice. The quality for what you pay is insane. There's no reason why this knife shouldn't last you a lifetime. It's absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I love it. Yeah. Like I say, for the price, can't odds that. Yeah. I do have my ever trusty Mora. It is a bit bigger than a Mora. I think this is 9-10 inches long, something like that. A little bit bigger blade than I normally would have. The Mora, yeah, this one is a little bit longer. Yeah, a little bit longer. But this is an exceptionally good quality knife for what you pay for it. I'm absolutely stunned. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I can't say enough good things about it. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it. Yeah, I'm certainly going to get another one. They do other ones in the range that they do, DPS knives. Like I say, they're made in Ukraine. They're very well made. I can't say enough good things about it. I really can't. I didn't know what to expect. I looked at the sheath and thought, you know, that's worth having it just for the sheath. But that is going to become my go-to knife. But when I haven't got my kit belt on, I like to just carry a knife on my belt, because you never know, you're out in the middle of nowhere, you need to cut up a bit of firewood, you know, whatever, you know, you never know. So I always like to have a knife on my belt. I quite often have this one if I'm out without my kit belt, but I can certainly see this being my new go-to knife, because for the money and the quality, I'm actually very, very impressed. So whoever designed and built this knife in Ukraine, well done, because it's brilliant. I absolutely love it. So I believe it's called the Adventurer. It does say something like that. BPS knives, it's got written on there. I can't see if it has a name. I haven't got my glasses on, I do apologise. I think it's called the Adventurer. But there's two with fire steels. There's a black one that has a strap over, and then there's this one. And it, like I say, that kind of money, can't odds it. Yeah, absolutely can't odds it. Fantastic. They can live in there for now. Yes, can't odds that for that kind of money. Yeah. Let's just finish up my tea. That's good. I've got some good bubbles coming in there now. Where I was earlier today is considerably warmer than next to the creek. Yeah. This is why, see, with flames in there now. This is why, if you're ever camping out in the middle of nowhere, especially if it's cold, don't ever camp next to a creek. People do, and I will make reference to a young man in Lapland that didn't make it the other day, and he did make a video that I watched, and he was camping right on the edge of a lake, waves coming in, nice fire, looked great in the video, but it was an onshore wind. he was having terrible trouble putting up his tarp, and to be blunt, he was just making a video fit a narrative, and unfortunately he was in completely the wrong spot. As soon as I saw that video, I thought there's no bloody way I'd camp there. You've got to get away. Like, I wouldn't camp here. I mean, this is great, I've got so much firewood here, look at it, I've got more firewood here than I know what to bloody do with, but I wouldn't camp here. If I was camping here, there's a bank up here that kind of heads up and out into some more flat ground. I'm close enough to the water to get water, but up there, I guarantee you there's a good 5 degrees warmer than it is down here. Easily 5 degrees. So yeah, don't camp next to water on a cold day, I can tell you. Oh yeah, we're getting hot. I've got to be careful not to make it too hot. I do have my big spoon with me today. Yeah. I also have little spoons and forks. Look at all kinds of crap in here. Yeah. What is that? I just found something. Oh, where will I be? I've been looking for these. I have. That is actually ironically funny. When I bought these, you get 3 pairs with this. You get a green pair, an orange pair, and a black pair. And I've wondered, where the hell did my green ones go? Now I know. Oh, that is too funny. That is absolutely too funny. Yeah. I've been looking for them. Yeah. I always make sure I have lots and lots of stuff in my packs. Different pockets, different places all put away. Yeah. Bear sprays there. I always like to make sure my bear spray is like right where I can reach it without having to worry about it. So. Oh yeah. We are cooking with gas now, that's for sure. No, just going to, you don't want to sit there and watch water boil, so I'm just going to switch it off for a second, let this boil up, get this made up, go for it. Let's get this food underway. Like I say, it's chilly down in here. It's colder than you might think. Though these are thin gloves, just enough to trap. Ooh, shit, that sounds hot. It's just enough to trap a layer of air. And I hear a lot of garbage about equipment and what to do with this and what to do with that and all the rest of it. Oh, that's so good. The only thing is with this Ohuhu stove, it's not like my gas stove that I can just turn down a little bit. You have to be careful not to overdo it. That is good. See the flame pattern there? Let's see if I can get that off there without burning myself. So you can see it better with the top off there. See the wood gas coming up out the holes, you get those like curved flames. Look how much smoke you get off it, next to nothing. That's some good oatmeal. So you've got to be careful with these stoves because you can't turn them down. They don't give off a heat that you can sit around. Yeah, I can put my feet there. I'm not going to burn my boots, not a chance in hell. I'm not sure I'd even feel any heat off of there. But if I was using this fire for heat, let's put that back on there. There you go. If I was using this fire for heat purposes, get a bit of flame in there. Get rid of some of this smoke. Yeah. Either way, right. So if I was using it for heat purposes, I would heat water, put it in a hot water bottle, and then put the hot water bottle in my coat. Geez, smoky. I think I must have pretty much got through the wood charge in the bottom. Oh, still orange in there. Got a good layer of charcoal right down through there now, which is hot. It will still give off a lot of heat. Just going to let that burn right down and do its thing. Yeah. So while it's doing that, you know what time it is, boys and girls? Cup of tea time. I don't think there's a lot left in there to burn now, it's mostly just charcoal. That's been running a good, oh, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, I guess that's been running. So we will let that do its thing. Then we will take it all apart and let it cool down. Oh, that's a good cup of tea. Yeah, so this is a good way to spend the day. Like I say, I am super impressed with this DPS knife. Absolutely super impressed. It, bang for the buck. That's hard to beat, I tell you. Yeah. A lot of people go out and they buy $500 knives because it's got some guy's name on it, whatever. And I've seen some of those knives. And I can honestly tell you, I'd rather have that one for 50 bucks than spend 500 bucks on a knife just because it's got some guy's name on it. I know which I would prefer. I know that this knife would last me a lifetime. If I look after it, this will last me a lifetime. The quality of this, I mean, look at the thickness of the leather on this. Look at this stuff. Look at it. It's absolutely insanely good knife. For that kind of money, you really can't odds it. Very impressed. I'm not impressed with the cold weather. This wind down in here is cold. Oh, I will pack that up. That needs to come out. That needs to come out. That can go in there. That can like I say, I think this fire is pretty much just burning charcoal now because it's just smoking. I don't think there's anything left in there pretty much to combust.